Hi Libra, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. So for today's meditative session, you guys got Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacles. This is kind of telling you that you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you have everything you need to overcome this. So this energy of 5 is tricky and it's challenging and it's uncomfortable. And I feel like more than anything, it's uncomfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, it's just uncomfortable. But I think that if you guys just, you know, allow your own wisdom to get you through this, right? There's a lot about not relying on others this week. It's kind of relying on the gut, the instinct, the intuition. So yeah, rely on yourselves to get through this. You guys have the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience. I want to say there's something about experience. You know what you need to do. Like, there's no need to call on others for help. The only one that, you know, they have wings, so, you know, maybe spirit. But other than that, like, you guys are on your, it's not on your own. It's like, you guys got this, right? You don't need anybody else. So yeah, Libra, that's what I'm getting for this week's meditative session. Let's pull some cards and see what we get. So Libra, I feel like with this reading, I think the obstacle might have to be in the mind, honestly, because I have a lot of air. And I feel like it's mastery of the mind, mastery of something in the mind, right? And we have the body and mind card with the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is going to have a lot to do with stability. This obstacle, right? Overcoming the obstacle. And the obstacle is the mind, right? In this situation. So for me, it's funny because it's like, that's why it's linked to your 10 of Pentacles. It's linked to 3D success, I want to say, in reality, because if you're kind of like stressing out and not mastering the mind, right, then it will always lead to conflict. It can't lead to a 10, right? It can't. How could it lead to a 10 if, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get to that 10 if you're in the energy of the 5, right? Like, you can't, there's no, there has to be some sort of mastery of it. And here, I remember I said, like, the only one that could really help you is Spirit. You have a lot with Spirit, right? The Counselor. And this one, the 5 of Cups, to me is like asking Spirit for guidance. So it is kind of confirmation to me that, like, Spirit is kind of the only one that you should go to for help, because this has a lot to do with just you and your mind. And there could be, what I'm saying is, like, there could be a lot of things going on right now in your life, right? And those are the obstacles, right? And it's the way you think about a situation. It's the way that you approach a situation. It's the way that you speak to people. It's the way that you make decisions, right? And I feel like it's mastery over that, because we have another 5, so 3 5s, right? And we have 1, 2, 3, and we have the 11, right? So I feel like this is like a 3D thing too, right? This 11, because this is the masculine and the feminine. So it's like, to me, it's like your decisions right now have impact on others, right? And with it being balanced, it's saying to me that you're not going to let this energy make you become unbalanced, right? The mind isn't going to make you unbalanced anymore. Of course, I don't want to say indecision because you're Libra, but I actually feel like saying it might have been a lot of indecision in your life that's led to you being instinctual and going off your feelings. And there's nothing wrong with going off your feelings, right? But sometimes we have to do things better, right? We have to do things a better way. There's nothing wrong with going towards what you feel and going based off instincts. That's what we should be doing, right? But there's also a balance to it, right? Like, let's just say you feel like doing something, right? But it might hurt someone else, right? You have to kind of make the decision of, it's based off my feelings. I would like to do this, but like, is it for the greater good, like the good of myself and the good of others? If it's not, then it's something you have to maybe rethink, or you have to do it a different way, right? Because that's what's going on into this decision making. And I feel like this with the balance card and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying to me that you do have some control. Like you're acknowledging that, right? You're acknowledging the fact that, yeah, I can go off based off my feelings all the time, but sometimes my feelings might lead to other people feeling, you know, hurt. And that causes imbalance in my life. Like that causes this 10 of Pentacles. Like you can't get to your 10 of Pentacles that way, right? You can't get to your 10 of Pentacles without this mastery, right? And I see a lot of mastery here. I have the 11, and then I have the 11 with the body and mind. And I feel like this has a lot to do with other people with these 11s. It's reminding me of maybe in relationships, right? Maybe in breakups. It's the way that you handle yourself, right? I'm just saying that I feel like your decisions affect others, right? Your decisions always affect others, and I feel like you're understanding that right now. It's not, yes, it's all, this is your life, and you're allowed to be a little bit selfish about it, but at the same time, there has to be regard for others, right? And I feel like you're mastering that, right? Like you're learning to kind of use those feelings and the mind in order to get to your highest good, which is your 10 of Pentacles, right? But doing it in a way that keeps you balanced, right? There's a lot about balance here with the body and mind, the 11, and others, right? So I don't know if you have a significant other and this affects them directly, like the decisions you make, the way you speak to them. You know what I mean? I feel like it has a lot to do with the way you speak too. And it's like, it's not only the way you think, it's the way you speak, but mostly the way you think, right? Because then if you're thinking negatively, then what you say is going to be negative. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has mostly to start with the mind. So I feel like you're understanding that, and you're coming from a place of understanding, right? You're understanding the duality, right? You're understanding the body and the mind, the masculine and feminine. Everyone's kind of getting this like death, rebirth, masculine, feminine, duality aspect, and a lot of 5s. There's a lot of 5s this week. So I think you guys have to just be a little bit attentive to the energy. But yeah, I see mastery, right? So congratulations, Libra. And I think, again, the reason I say like the only person you should ask is spirit or yourself is because I feel like this is some sort of indecision that you might get yourself into, like you might get yourself into situations where you're indecisive, right? So when you're indecisive, you ask people for help, you ask people for advice, and everybody this week is getting like counselor, has to be spirit or yourself. I don't know why that's the message I'm getting, but you see how this person's like deep in thought. The only way that this is coming to you, this energy of spirit and using your intuition and using your gut feeling, this is coming to you from the work that you've done. So congratulations. And for whatever challenge, whatever obstacle this is, right, you're going to master it. But it comes from within. It comes from yourself, right? It doesn't come from someone else making decisions for you. It doesn't come from someone else help. Like there's always assistance from spirits. I don't know why I'm getting like, just please, like if you have a decision to make, I feel like it's best to be made by yourself, right? And again, if you're saying, well, I have feelings, right, like towards this aspect, but it might, like, again, it's what's for the greater good. I don't know why I have to keep saying that. Maybe you have a decision coming up, Libra. I know Virgo did. I don't know if you guys do as well. I don't feel like it's mostly about a decision. I feel like mostly it's about mental conflict and mastering the mental mind, right? Like we have a lot of things going on in our 3D, and the way we think about them, our perspective on them, it's what kind of changes the reality of them, right? So I just want to say that even if it takes time, even if you have to be like deep in thought for a while, take your time and like call spirit for aid. But you have this, right? Like we have the mastery here, right? We have the balance. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, Libra, I just wanted to see what this 5 of Cups was about. And I had a feeling it had to do with relationships. I feel like there might be, it's kind of tied to the Virgo reading where there's like, not a decision, but yeah, maybe a choice actually. Like maybe something that it's like you need spirit's aid because you don't know what to do. And I feel like this might hurt somebody. That's why I feel like you're looking down. I think it's like you're a little nervous to make a decision because of the way it might affect somebody else, right? And I think it has a lot to do with this, like a relationship. Here I have like you kind of being single, and then the family card, right? The celebration, the marriage. So I definitely think that this is involving a relationship, this decision that you have to make. And I think it might involve actually hurting someone. Like it might hurt somebody's feelings to tell them the truth. It might hurt someone's feelings to be like clear, right? Because we have a lot of swords energy here. So I feel like the aid though is to be honest and truthful, right? The aid is always to be honest, truthful. It doesn't matter what you have to say. Yeah, like we don't want to hurt people. And like, yeah, we have to do things for like the greater good of people when it comes to like our feelings and what decisions we're making, et cetera, et cetera. But when there has to be truth spoken, again, like use your discernment, but on like what is worth saying, not what I would want to say. But like if you want to say how you feel, you can always speak about how you feel, right? Like you can always say how you feel. But it depends on, like, I mean, like always be honest about how you feel, and like if somebody made you feel bad, like I would say that. I don't know why I'm getting this so specifically, but yeah, Libra, I definitely think that there's some truth coming in, like that you have to give, right? It's truth that you have to give out. And I feel here with this 5 of Cups, it's kind of, you're wondering like if you should even say it because it might hurt this person. But I think the aid would be to think wisely about like what it is that you're gonna say, right? Like there's things that are worth saying and things that aren't, right? It's okay to say to somebody that they hurt us, but I don't know, just choose wisely with your words. I can't like tell you guys what to say. It's up to you guys, right? But understand that like there's the duality in everyone. There's the light and the dark. And that sometimes people can be working from ego. Sometimes people can be working from fear. Sometimes people can be working from hurt. And there's a lot of, you know, try to understand if someone has hurt you, where they were coming from. And again, if someone's coming to apologize to you, then I would say that saying, it's like something like to forgive is divine, right? It's something like that. So yeah, the saying, I had to look it up. The saying it is like, to err is human, to forgive is divine. So I would say if someone is coming to apologize to you guys, if there is something about an apology or speaking truth about something in the past, then I would say like you've already won over it. It's already been beaten. There's already a balancing of your energy, right? And you understand this light and this dark. So if you have like whatever you have to say it. Yeah, Libra, I really like this reading. Let's pull some advice for you guys. So you guys already have Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Let's see what Divine Feminines want to speak to you. Okay, Libra, I think I'm finally understanding with the advice what's going on here. I think that someone's going to ask for your forgiveness. I think that it was someone who really hurt you. But I see you've already overcome this obstacle, possibly. It could have been something you had to overcome. Like this person had created a very big obstacle in your life. This is for some of you guys. And I think that this reading is trying to explain to you that truth needs to be spoken, right? And it's about the way you do it though, right? But it's all about remaining authentic to yourself, authentic to how you feel, right? So you guys have Akilanda, the goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. This is the situation I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about the situation. I think this is what actually might have hurt you. And this is why you're in the 5 of Cups energy. Maybe someone's like hitting you up and they're like asking you for forgiveness, or they want to talk to you. There's something about communication, right? You could have Leo in your chart or be talking to a Leo, because Leo had a lot about the 3rd chakra. So I'm feeling strongly that with Akalinda, like there's a situation where this was an obstacle for you, right? And maybe it's becoming an obstacle again because this person has resurfaced. But I think that the advice here is to remember, like, the answer to this isn't to be the answer, if it was painful, is not to like create more pain. It's to create love, right? To do the opposite. It's just such a powerful message, Libra, and I know you guys can do it, right? And this is so crazy. This is the first time I've ever gotten this card. I've had this deck for a really long time, and I haven't gotten her in a reading. So I think you guys should look her up. Her advice is to journal. Hold on, let me read who she is. Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. I think you guys should read about her story. There's something about her that I think she wants you to know. But I think what I want you to know from this card is that she speaks about journaling. So I feel like journaling is really important right now, to write down how you feel. And I think that's the only way to kind of understand the situation and understand what you want to do. Remember I said that like the only ones that can really help you in this situation and the circumstances, spirit and yourself, and you kind of know, and this is why you're deep in thought, or you need to take time to be in thought. Well, it kind of looks like she's writing a little bit to me now, and I think that's what they want you to do. I think like their way to figure out what your thoughts are, to unscramble your thoughts, right? Because the mind can be a little bit confusing. Even if you've mastered it, it can be confusing when something arises, right? So what you need to do is to write about how you feel. Writing is really important. It's going to tell you, it's going to guide you right now. So I feel like right now, like from the day you see this reading, start writing how you feel every day. If it's about the situation, write about it. Whatever it is that we're talking about, whatever the obstacle is, write about it. And I feel like you're going to get really clear guidance. And this is why you're not going to have to need to like ask anybody, right? And it's going to be your true, when you write, it's like your true authentic feelings, right? Like that's what I think Perpetua wants you to know. It's like for you personally, Libra, maybe not for all the signs, but for you, writing is really important. It's a really important tool, and it's going to tell you how you feel. So write about what's going on, write about whatever this obstacle is, and you're going to have a really clear answer. I love you guys, Libra. That makes sense. I love you, Libra. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.